Eventually, I'm excited.
Laura, why don't you come in and get this Bontrager? He's gonna go out to the counter and you can just personally serve that DNA order on him. All right, good morning, Ms. Ives.
Good morning, Your Honor.
I heard a rumor that after dinner Friday, you guys went to Bill's Steakhouse and had food. Is that true?
I'm not gonna confirm or
All
deny.
right. Take the fifth on that.
Your Honor,
Yes.
may I address on one matter?
Yes, certainly.
I was passed back Mr. Cowell. His first name's Edison. He's in custody under a different name, and he's gonna require a Spanish interpreter. I don't know if we had one that was set for this morning.
It's not
He's on the top.
And someone came in.
She just walked in.
The Spanish interpreter, the ASL.
I have her take seat to the beginning. Because Paul wants to talk. So I'll just.
What name is he lodged under?
I believe it's Chalk, CHOC.
Well, he isn't under. I call. And he isn't under. Oh, there he is, Eddie Betzock Chalk.
Yeah, and that was listed as an alias within the police report.
So he's got a domestic violence, a hold from ICE, child abuse third, and a new domestic violence.
Is he not here?
He's in custody under a different name. Let's see.
We're gonna need an interpreter to assist us with Edison Icall, also known as Eddie Betzock Chalk. He's been in custody for 17 days. Mr. George represents him, and we need to line up an interpreter. Mr. George hasn't had an opportunity to talk to his client. All right, let's see what we can do. Thanks for the heads up.
Yes, sir. Is that something that you believe you're gonna be able to have for this morning?
I'll let you know in a minute. He's got a hold on him from ICE, so he isn't gonna go anywhere anyway. We might have to adjourn this a week to see.
Thank you.
Eddie Chalk. Miss Montauk, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
What have you got for me today?
I have Miss Brandy Lehart.
All right, Miss Lemmerhart, would you come forward? All right, this is file 252582. Are you Brandy Nicole Lemmerhart?
Yes, I am.
Of course, I know you, but I need to identify you for the record. I always say that in case the people think I'm really losing it, and I forgot who they were from the time I saw them a week ago or 20 years ago, but you're charged with possession of cocaine less than 25 grams. Under the scheme of Michigan Public Health Code, possession of cocaine as a felony punishable by up to 4 years imprisonment and a fine of up to, I think, $2,000. Let me see if I can pull this up. $25,000. You're also charged as a second habitual offender, alleging that you had a previous charge of larceny from the person, making that punishable by up to 6 years imprisonment. As I told you at your arraignment, you need cocaine like a hole in the head, but we used to see a lot of cocaine in my early career. First, we saw heroin, old-fashioned black tar heroin. That went away. Then it was all cocaine. Then it was crack cocaine. Then we got overwhelmed by methamphetamine. Mr. Joshua Robert, the chief assistant prosecutor, is here. Mr. Robert, is there a plea offer here?
Yeah, we've discussed multiple plea offers on this case. At this point, it's going to be left on for prelim next week. Ms. Montague is going to get back to us on Friday on whether the plea offer is going to be accepted.
Is there a misdemeanor offer?
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor offer. It would also encompass the new retail fraud case.
All right. Well, let's talk about that new retail fraud. That is file 26344 SM. Take a look at that one. Now, you were placed on bond in this case on January 24th. Whoops. It's alleged on February 23rd, while you were on a felony bond, you were at Walmart and stole property worth more than 200, but less than 1,000. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. The prosecutor is aware of this and has fashioned a plea agreement that involves this case. I'm not real happy about the fact that you got charged with a crime while you're out on a bond on a felony case. The affidavit is you walked out of the store with $707 worth of merchandise. They found your wallet with counterfeit money in it.
That was my son's play money. I touched that.
Fake money, okay. 20 fake $100 bills with 30 fake $20 bills. That isn't good. All right. Well, you're gonna need to get fingerprinted on this new case. Show a plea of guilty, no, not guilty, excuse me. Bond. $500 PR, you're not a flight risk. But I'm not real happy about this. Miss Montag, are you gonna represent her in the new case as well?
I will, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna set that for pretrial with the prelim in the other case, 2582 FY for 3/10/26 at 1 o'clock. Brandy, if I gave you a drug test right now, what would it show?
I don't think I have anything, just probably gummy, because I have it before bed.
All right. You're not to use any marijuana either as a condition of your bond. That no drugs, no alcohol includes marijuana.
I have anxiety
And you
attacks.
say probably, yeah, my concern is whether something else is in there, whether cocaine or methamphetamine
No,
is in
I've
there.
never done.
So
drugs.
nothing other than THC.
Mhm.
All right, you're not to use any marijuana while you're on this bond. So you got charged with a new crime while you're on a felony bond. You're still using controlled substances in violation of your bond. And you're paddling the wrong way. Everybody else is going upstream, you're going downstream. And if you want to go to jail, you're headed that direction. All right. So you need to get fingerprinted and you need to sign a PR bond. I'm not gonna lodge you. $200 or $500 PR bond.
I need you to sign this again.
Go ahead.
Information is not.
So, you and your lawyer can discuss the misdemeanor plea offer, apparently a joint plea offer. I don't know too much about this other one. It's all on video. Walmart has very high definition videos that shine right down on the checkouts. And so your lawyer may want to take a look at that also. I'm not sure what all this quote unquote fake money is. Also involves some gift cards. The whole thing's got a unpleasant tone to it. So you'll go with the court officer, you'll sign a PR bond, you'll get fingerprinted. Both cases are set for next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
Printed. And if I test you next week, I want to see that your THC levels have gone down.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, set Mr. Brandt aside. Mr. George, what do you have?
I just have a Spanish gentleman.
Well, I got my old friend Larry Barnes over here. Mr. Barnes, how are you doing? Well, just stay there for a minute. Rhonda, what are we doing with Mr. Barnes?
Mr. Barnes is gonna be taking a plea to disturbing the peace.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
If I may approach with his,
All right, are you Larry D. Barnes?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barnes, you and I spent a lot of time together. We made some good progress. Here, you're charged with 2 counts of resisting and obstructing a police officer. Those are felonies. They're punishable by up to 2 years in prison. And a fine of up to $2,000. They also allege that you are a 4th habitual offender, which would make them potentially punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Mr. O'Bear is here from the prosecutor's office. Mr. O'Bear, you're willing to reduce this to a charge of disturbing the peace?
Yes.
That's a pretty good offer. Disturbing the peace is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You understand the charge?
Yes, I do.
Disturbing the peace, I say this, doesn't matter who was right or wrong or who started it. If you have a quarrel, argument, or disturbance in a public place. Are you going to plead to that charge?
Yes, I am.
And here's your advice of rights. Thank you, Rhonda. Do you understand you're giving all these rights up by entering this plea, including the right to have a trial?
Yes, I do.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this charge?
No, they haven't.
Or promise you anything?
No, they haven't.
All right, well, let's look at this. Not the world's worst, resist obstructing. Was there some sort of argument or quarrel at 7th and Buck Street?
Yes, it was.
And the cops got called to that? And you didn't want to deal with them?
Yeah.
So they asked you to stop and you just kept going?
Yes,
Had you been drinking?
night before.
I'd heard that you relapsed. We went to all that trouble to get your license back and maybe not. So anyway, what were you drinking?
The night before it was a boxing match. So it probably was,
A box of what?
I said it was a boxing match the night before, so probably, it ain't no telling. Probably some Jose Cuervo, Don Julio or something.
All right. Well, what was the original argument about? That you were arguing with somebody else.
Female.
All right. How long were you in jail before you posted the bond?
2 days. 2 days.
You got arrested on the 1st. You bonded out on the 3rd, so you did 2 days.
Mr. Patrick, the prosecutor asked for an order for DNA or just the HIV. Because Joe's statement is word for
Yeah.
totally separate.
Oh, it's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll just wait for that one.
Okay, so we don't need to do that, we just.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What are you doing now? Are you working someplace?
Currently not now, since I've been arrested, I had lost my job.
Where were you working?
Weber Specialties out there by BNG, up
Okay.
the school crowd.
Hmm. Give you 2 days jail credit, 2 days. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and $150 attorney fee. That is $275. I have $300 of bond, but it's a 10% bond. The court keeps 10% of the 10% bond. So I have $270. You owe $5. You've also got $354 of unpaid fines in an old domestic violence case. MDOP, malicious destruction of property, assault and battery, and domestic violence. 241399. You owe $354 of unpaid fines in that. So Do you want to do jail time for that, or you want to pay that old fine and cost?
Fine, that costs. I'm gonna be able to pay it today.
Well, I'm gonna put you on a payment plan. You owe me $5 today. Do you have $5?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to pay that. And I want you to set up a payment plan on that old case.
How old is this case?
2024.
On a domestic?
Now let's take a look at it. I mix you up with your brother, but I think it's Larry Barnes.
I ain't got no brother.
Hmm. Two, 4, 1, 3, 9, 9. It's from Judge Pattison. You're represented by Luke Knopfsinger. He gave you 45 days, credit 14, 31 days to serve, and a $475 fine or 4 additional days in jail. And that was in September of 24. You got out of jail and then you forgot all about the fine. So I want you to go pay the $5 that you owe here. I didn't even give you a fine. And I want you to do a payment plan on that old stuff. Originally, Judge Pattison ordered you do that, pay that fine, or do 4 additional days in jail. I think you'd rather pay the fine than do the jail time. So on this one, I find you a total of $5 over and above your bond, but I want you to pay that old MDOP case. You can set up a payment plan with the clerks. All right. Rhonda, what else do you have for me?
Well, we've got Mr. Shane Nagel, who's going to be entering, a plea to the misdemeanor charge of, malicious destruction of property under $200. And we have a waiver of rights for him as well.
All right, would you come forward, please? Tim and Josh, I got an email from Jenny. Vivian was next door. She left to go to another court. Then they tried to get Pablo, but they want to do Brandt first. So we can either just continue the matter for a week. The guy has an alias name.
I think
We
that
need
makes sense under
interpreter services.
circumstances, Your Honor, not just try to rush into.
And you were
something.
recently appointed in
Yes,
that
sir.
matter? Let me. Plus he has a hold, so he isn't going anywhere.
And there is a misdemeanor offer in the matter that should likely resolve the case.
I think I accidentally sent that file out. No, here it is. In file 26249FY. The defendant is known as Edison Giovanni Ecall. He's also logged in the jail under Eddie Chalk. He has a immigration customs enforcement hold on him. And we were unaware that it was the same guy. No provisions were made for an interpreter, and Mr. George needs services of an interpreter. So I'm going to continue the PEC. This will shift it to Judge Pattison, but I don't want to do it 2 weeks. To March 10. Are you available on that day?
Yes, sir.
At 8:30 and 3/17/26 at 1 for PEX. If needed, misdemeanor offer. What is the offer, Mr. Aubert?
Offer is for a plea to child abuse 4th degree and DV first.
Nice hold. Need interpreter. All right, Mr. George, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Nagel would be pleading no contest on the theory that he was under the influence at the time.
This is file number 252498, Shane Paul Nagel from Allegan. We don't get too many people from Allegan here. 3 counties away. Allegan's a nice town. I don't see many people from Allegan, but you got charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm because you had a previous felony conviction and you weren't supposed to have a gun. And they allege that you had a firearm in your possession, a pistol, under the felony firearm statute, which is a statute that requires that you do 2 years in prison, flat, consecutive to any other charge, as a 4th habitual offender. All right, there's a misdemeanor plea offer. Mr. Aubert, what's the offer here?
MDOP under 200.
And by no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Malicious destruction of property under $200 is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the MDOP was actually to the gun.
Yes.
All right, the affidavit of probable cause prepared by Anthony Fuller with Three Rivers Police Department is acceptable for a factual basis. Is that acceptable to you, Ms. Ives?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, it's alleged that back in September, you got in some sort of a dispute with family members and you took this 9mm handgun, which is pink. And at that time you got picked up on some other charges in Allegan County and they didn't find the gun. Then on September 15th, they called back and said they found the gun. You called and told them where the gun was, which was on a top shelf of a cupboard in the house. And the handgun appeared to have been damaged and was no longer operational. The handgun was swabbed for DNA and they got your DNA off the gun. Interesting. Mr. Nagel, are you on probation or parole anywhere?
Just Monday, I got put on felony probation in Allegan County, and then transferred to Ottawa County where I live now. In a sober living house.
Who is your judge?
Judge Jeff.
Your Honor, that's all documentation regarding his current situation regarding the sober living home, and he's been doing very well. He's maintained sobriety. He's been working towards achieving goals. The person that owns the actual sober living house is here in the courtroom with them
Well,
as support.
who's your connection to Three Rivers?
But, so I relapsed after 3 years of sobriety, and I went to Three Rivers to get away from Allegan. And then I met up with a girl down there and I ended up relapsing. I thought my brother was trying to kill me because I have schizophrenia, and when I use meth, it puts me in psychosis.
Sure does.
So I took the gun and dismantled it and hid it in the house. I wasn't trying to steal it, or I was kind of afraid for my life.
But you broke it so it couldn't be used.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Robert, what are you looking for here? He's on probation in other jurisdictions.
I would just ask the court to reserve on restitution so we can get that. I don't think that district court probation or anything doubling him up will do him any good.
I think I have bond money here. Let's look. I do. We're gonna call it good. You're on probation. The gun's been destroyed. So I don't have to destroy it. I didn't know there was a market for pink 9mm guns. I'm gonna order 2 days jail credit, 2 days jail. A $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, and $150 attorney fee, which is $350. You posted a $500 bond, which is $450 of a 10% bond. You're gonna get $100 back. I don't see that you owe us any money.
And I was referring to restitution for the victims. The gun didn't belong to him that he
Yes.
destroyed.
I can order $100 restitution. I have $100 left. I'll do that. And reserve on the balance. So that's $450. Yes, I understand. It wasn't his gun, but he broke it. And who is the complainant? I can't tell who owns the gun from the way it's charged. Let's see if I can figure it out.
Cora Williamson.
Thank you. All right, what you need to do is focus on your sober living and your probation up there. I see this a lot. I was talking to a gentleman earlier who had relapsed. Sobriety is a valuable commodity. And if you let it slip, you end up right back where you are now. But you know what you need to do, and apparently you're working on it. So we're to call this good. We're gonna give you 2 days in jail. We're gonna use your bond to pay your fines and costs and give at least partial restitution to your family members. All right, you're good to go, Mr. Nagel.
Or that was 2 days jail with 2 days jail credit.
Correct. Used all the fat ones. All right. What else have you got from me, Ron?
Well, we've got a Joshua Bates, which we signed waivers for. And the court should have them. He has 2 files.
All right, Mr. Bates, would you come forward, please?
He's in the jail.
Oh, all right. He's owes me some money, but I won't worry about that. All right, so that's a waiver.
And then Shelby Foreman was not here, about 30 minutes ago. I'll double check and see if he's arrived.
This is a waiver.
I'll report back in just a second. And I believe that's all I have. Mr. Williamson was given to Mr. Truckee due to a.
Because he's such a good guy.
Yes.
Right.
All right, Mr. Truckee, let's see where we are with your case.
Mr. Williamson and Miss Lindsay have both signed waivers.
All right. Brandon Williamson. Good morning, Mr. Williamson. How are you doing?
Okay.
You signed a waiver on this possession of methamphetamine as a prior. Hopefully, they're looking at maybe drug court as a resolution here. Are you still at the Featherstone Road address?
I am, yes.
All right, your bond conditions remain in effect. Let me make a brief note here. If I gave you a drug test today, what would it show?
Give it a please, sir.
Good. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Danielle Lindsay. Good morning. Are you Danielle Lane Lindsay?
I am.
You're also charged with a methamphetamine charges and a felony firearm charge. Bunch of firearm charges. I don't see that you owe us any money. Were you previously Danielle Brackett?
No.
Or it's a different person. All right, are you still at Meadow Lane?
Yes.
Also, there's a waiver in this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
What? There's a warrant in here for Tasha Whiteside. That's not you.
No, sir.
That's in the wrong file.
I'm assigned to that case also.
I think it's just a mistake. It's in her on base file. Wow, there's a lot going on here. You posted a substantial $20,000 bond. If I gave you a drug test today, what would it show?
Clean, sir.
Good. No, this is a lot going on. All right. This will be set for a status conference in the circuit court. Unfortunately, it might be some time before it gets set, but in the meantime, your bond is continued. You're not to leave the state of Michigan. You're not to use any controlled substances, including marijuana, not to use or possess any firearms.
Yeah, I need to have that amended. There is a pending matter in Indiana. She's gonna have to travel there for legal purposes.
All right, you may go to Indiana. What county is it in?
Elkhart County.
What's the charge?
That's possession of methamphetamine.
Do you have a next date for that?
It is March 10th.
What's it set for?
It would be my preliminary.
All right. Well, you are allowed to go to the state of Indiana and address your other criminal pending charge. All right, there is a lot going on here. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Stay in touch, okay?
Now,
6 weeks or more.
I got a lot of people here, but I only have 2 files left. I have Michael Moore. You're here on that case?
See you in a little bit.
You scheduled it for today.
Yeah, Mr. Moore is here and Mr. Gibson. So which case are you folks here on?
Brandt.
All right, everybody's here on Brandt.
I'm your court proceedings interpreter for
All right.
Brandt.
Is one of the interpreters working with him right now?
Yes, with the attorney.
All right, and which case are you here on, ma'am?
She's gonna be in front of it.
All right, very good. Mr. Moore will come back to this. Josh, I think this is a good time to take a break. Shelby Foreman, she's looking for that person. So we've got Mr. Brandt and Mr. Moore and Shelby Foreman. All things considered, we really aren't in too bad a shape.
Yeah. We see about getting a hold of auto keepers that like.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when your lawyer comes back. So just hang tight. You can go out and use the restroom. All right. Yes, being in court is not a convenient thing, but we're moving as fast as we can, which is about 2 miles an hour. All right, we'll be on recess. We will come back.
Or anything he's been working on upstairs or with any other agencies is over if he demands it too much of that.
Okay. I told him that we had talked before and I didn't know what was going on, but I was like, if you're willing to work with me, I'm willing to work with you guys. You know what I mean?
Hold on, I'm on the live feed right now, so we should be circumspect. Emma, does it feel good to be back up here, or you wish you were back out at the jail?
I like being up here.
All right.
Well,
We like having you.
maybe we should go out in the hallway first.
All right, go ahead.
Possible to go out in the hallway?
Yeah, certainly. All right, we are not on the record. We are on the live stream. We have two cases left. We made a record on Shelby Foreman who failed to appear. That's file 26255FY, Shelby Cheyenne Foreman. Attorney Rhonda Ives was here. The defendant called her at 10 o'clock last night, said he wasn't sure whether he could be here today. Well, it isn't a birthday party invitation. He failed to appear and issued a bench warrant for his arrest. So he should immediately contact his attorney. There's a 48-hour hold on that bench warrant. Next up is the People versus Bradley Michael Moore. Mr. Moore has been very patient, waiting his turn this morning. It's almost 11 o'clock. The file number is 252662FY. Are you Michael Bradley Moore?
Yes, I am, sir.
Here with your lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson.
Yes, sir.
It's my understanding you're about to execute a waiver of preliminary examination, have all the matters bound over to circuit court and deal with all of your cases all at the same time.
Yes, sir.
All right, I think from my personal perspective, that's probably a good plan. Are you still at the Mill Street address?
Yeah, 465 Mill Street is my address. I have moved into the 201 Portage Ave, the apartment.
What apartment number?
It's an apartment, I think they have it scheduled as 2 for the apartment,
All
but it
right.
should be 1 because it's the first one on the first floor.
All right,
But I'm in the mix of moving out of there and back into my grandmother's.
I think that's a good plan. There have been
Yeah,
some
there's
problems
just-
with that.
Yeah, there's
address.
just too much going on in that apartment building. I'm not
Yes,
trying to-
I agree. All right, so we'll leave that. All right, defendant waives. Record made. That will be, yeah, thanks. This is file 252662FY, People versus Michael Bradley Moore. Mr. Moore has just waived his preliminary examination. We've confirmed his address. The matter is going to be bound over the circuit court and dealt with along with some other matters. Perhaps they can reach a global resolution. Mr. Moore, your bond remains in effect. Can't go into the state of Indiana. You can't use any controlled substances or use or possess any firearms. You're free to go.
The hearing for next week's canceled. Is that what you said your address is gonna be?
Yeah, this is my address.
Okay, okay,
Here, I'll write her number down for you too. It's my grandmother's.
okay. I've got that. All right.
All right. And I was not on the record. I was on the live stream. We made an earlier record regarding Shelby Foreman and the bench warrant in that case. All right, our last remaining case is 2 matters regarding Jack William Brandt Jr. Mr. Gibson has been spending a large portion of his morning communicating with Mr. Brandt in the lockup with the assistance of a American Sign Language interpreter. Before we bring him in, what's our game plan here, Mr. Gibson?
Well, I have been going over the situation with him for quite a while in the back, and it sounds like he's not, he gave one possibility that he would waive, and I checked with the prosecuting attorney and they indicated that they're not willing to do that. So apparently at this point, he's basically asking for exams, but he hasn't necessarily told me he wants an exams, but he won't, in a sense, he's not willing to sign the waivers.
All right, well, let's bring him in. I've known Mr. Brandt for a long time. He is frustrated. His whole life he's been frustrated because he can't make himself understood. Sometimes he talks quickly, and we've been kind of fumbling by with not sure even what it's called. the,
ERI.
no, a live caption, closed caption on the computer, at his end and on our end. It doesn't always accurately capture exactly what's being said, particularly what's being said by Jack. He himself says his ASL isn't the greatest, but I know you've worked with him before. And have you worked with him before?
No, this is my first time.
All right. While we're waiting, would you go ahead and state your name for the record, please?
Yes, Erica Allen, ERICAALLEN.
And your name?
It's Lindy, LINDY, Brown, BROWNE.
You both please raise your right hand. You both swear or affirm to the best of your ability you interpret these matters using American Sign Language for this defendant and for the court to the best of your ability.
I will.
Yes, I will.
All right. Hi, what have you got for me?
Your Honor, could Mrs. Brandt have a pair of the headphones that? make
Oh,
it
certainly.
louder?
Just grab them right here.
Will they just work if I turn them on?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Michelle was our expert. Laura's good at it too, but basically you just use it like an iPod
Okay,
and you put it on, turn it on and put the headphones on.
okay, excellent, thank you.
How is that, Mrs. Brandt? Can you hear me? Very good, thank you. That was an upgrade we got when they redid the JAVS, Judicial Audio Video System, and they've really been a great help to us. We use them every week. Good morning, Mr. Brandt.
I might take these off so I can sign.
You mind taking these off so I can sign?
Please, thank you, your honor.
Please,
Excuse my manners.
I understand. Yes. I've known Mr. Brandt for a long time and I think we'll be fine. But he does need the use of his hands.
Yes, your honor. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bankman.
Thank you, Deputy.
Are you Jack William Brandt Jr.?
The second, yes, your honor.
The second, Your
The
Honor.
And we've met. I'm Judge Middleton. We've got the assistance of two ASL interpreters to help us today.
First came the honor because I wanted to have a 100% effective communication.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. I want to have 100% effective communication.
You met Lindsey Brown back in the lockup. Also assisting us is Erica Allen. And you have worked with her before. Both interpreters have been sworn in to assist. You and I have been trying to communicate as best we can using the closed caption.
Yeah, that was a little tricky because the court capture is not always 100% effective because the warrant can be mistyped or whatever. So that's why people have two live interpreter, and I really appreciate that. You're harder.
Well, you're exactly correct.
There you go.
All right, you're here with your lawyer, Mr. Paul Gibson. You have two felony cases. The first one is file 26152FY. That alleges 2 counts of resisting and obstructing a police officer. Those are felonies, punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment. And a fine of up to $2,000. And you're alleged to be a 4th habitual offender, which would make those punishable by up to 15 years imprisonment. In that case, you are also charged with domestic assault, 2nd degree, 2nd offense, which is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. You were released on bond in that case, and you got arrested on a new case, which is 26224FY. In that case, it is alleged that you made an indecent exposure of your person and that is that's the charge. It's not proven at this point.
Okay.
That is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment, as also a 4th habitual offender. Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert is here on behalf of the people. He has been discussing this case with your lawyer, Mr. Gibson. If I understand the plea offer correctly, the prosecutor has agreed to dismiss the 2 counts of resisting and obstructing a police officer and the count of domestic violence, 2nd offense. If you plead to domestic violence, 1st offense, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. And if I understand it, that plea would be taken in circuit court. The other charge is more problematic. The prosecutor has offered to dismiss the habitual offender portion of the indecent exposure charge if you plead to aggravated indecent exposure in circuit court. In order for that to happen, these matters would have to be bound over to the circuit court. That means the case is transferred to the circuit court for their jurisdiction. This court only has jurisdiction over matters that are punishable by a year in jail or less. And that is a 2-year misdemeanor. In order for the matter to be bound over, we either have to have a preliminary examination where testimony would be taken under oath to establish probable cause that you committed these offenses. If you waive the preliminary examination in these matters, the entire set of cases would be bound over to circuit court for potential entry of these pleas. But you don't have to plead to anything because you're presumed to be innocent. If you wish to have a preliminary examination in these matters, that could be set for probably next Tuesday afternoon. So the question here this morning, Mr. Brandt, is do you wish to waive these preliminary examinations and have the matter bound over to circuit court? Or do you wish to have testimony presented regarding these offenses in a preliminary examination hearing?
Let me discuss with my lawyer real quick.
I'm gonna discuss it with
Just
my
want to
lawyer real
read.
quick.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I was. I was going to say that.
Can I add something as they're discussing?
Just a moment. Just a
What-
minute, just a minute. Mr. O'Bear wanted to add one more thing.
Mr. Gibson raised some concerns regarding the effect of the indecent exposure conviction for his client. If he waives this case to circuit court, it leaves the option to further negotiate on these files open. And if he were to get out on bond and show us that he can not get in further trouble, that could have an effect on the plea offer. But if he has a preliminary exam, in particular on that file, there would be no further negotiations on that case.
Mr. Brandt, that's pretty common. If you waive these preliminary examinations, it would leave open the opportunity to continue to negotiate the case to try to resolve it. But if you have a preliminary examination and you are bound over, the prosecutor would revoke any plea offer. In fact, that's how I used to do it when I was prosecutor many years ago. So if you wish to discuss waiving these with your lawyer further, we can either have you go back into lockup or you can try to discuss it right here.
Your Honor, you indicated that on the first case, he's posted bond. Is that bond still in effect or has that been canceled?
It has not been canceled.
And then what is his bond in this new case, the second case?
$5,000 cash or surety.
Okay.
Laura, could you print me 2 bindovers in both of Mr. Brandt's cases? I didn't have the presence of mind to do that.
And hopefully get that changed, but if you don't waive, then you no longer make any plea offer on that case other than the 3 times penalty. So if your hope is to get them to voluntarily change the plea offer, then you waive. So you can keep negotiating, but that's your decision.
Too much for me and stuff like that.
The issue is separate from the other issues, so regardless of what happens, you still have a bond that you could post a $5,000 cashier bond to be released.
For some reason, the printed signature line on the other page.
If someone posts your bond. If he waives, would you agree to not seek a bond revocation hearing on the first case? Because I don't think you guys filed a motion on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you filed a motion to cancel your bond. Alleged that there were new crimes. Prosecutor has indicated. If you waive, you will not seek to cancel.
So had I waived, still be accessible. That's the concern.
That's still undetermined. Mr. Brandt is indicating that he's willing to waive. I have the waiver forms here.
All right, let me go through these with Mr. Brandt. Mr. Brandt, you and I had a discussion the last time we talked. I have known you for a long time. And you said people all your life think that you're dumb. And I told you that I did not think that. The fact that it's difficult for you to communicate doesn't mean you aren't intelligent. You have always been appropriate and respectful to me in my court. And I don't think that you're dumb. I think you know how to make decisions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sometimes you make some bad decisions. But my understanding is your decision at this point is to waive the preliminary examination in both of these cases. Is that correct?
Yes, for the indecent exposure and for the RNO.
Yes. Let me read that language to you. Mr. Gibson has got both waivers and he'll have you sign them. It says, I, Jack William Brandt II, understand I have a right to employ an attorney. I may request a court-appointed attorney if I'm financially unable to employ one. And here's the important language. I voluntarily waive my right to a preliminary examination and understand that it will be bound over to the circuit court on the charges in the complaint and warrant. In each case, is that what you wish to do? All right, go ahead and sign those two bindovers. Emmett, would you take those over to Mr. O'Bear? In addition, Jack, the prosecutor has agreed not to pursue the bond violation for you getting arrested on the second charge while you're on bond on the first charge. So if you could post the bond in the second case, get out, stay out of trouble, it would help your cause.
Yes, I will, Your Honor.
Peace. I'm not peace out.
And I'm not saying peace
So
out.
I'm sorry, so Erica got it off. I've always been a peaceful man. I mean, shoot, I have
I've always been a peaceful
too
man, Your
much
Honor.
frustration,
It's just
hardship in my
frustrations and
hometown.
hardships
Because
in my hometown.
I
Because
had a lot of good friends, but they all left and left me, shunned me, abandoned me because I'm deaf. But I'm just very sick and tired of being horrible all the time. Because I noticed my sign skill is dwindling because I don't have any different community to socialize with. That's why after I'm a good, heartful person. I learned that from my grandfather, Jack William Brandt Jr. He's the one who taught me how to hunt, clean, fish, and everything. Taught me how to be a world-class gentleman. And I want to get out here for my mental health sake. On February 10th, 2026, I know I broke my bond, but I was.
All right, don't say any more about it.
Sorry, my bad.
All right, you're free to go. This matter's completed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And, hopefully you can post your bond and Judge Stutzman will handle the case from here out. Good luck to you, sir.
And I'll promise to stay out of trouble.
And I promise to stay out of trouble.
That would make me happy.
Yeah, have a nice day. Yeah, have a nice day in your heart. It's good to see you again. I'm sorry, I know I keep making a lot of time not to be here, but
We'll be all right. You're good to go.
and the others. Oh, shoot, my bad.
All right, Mr. O'Bear, I'll
Yeah.
get those bindovers from you
Yes.
and, all right, that completes our docket for this morning. Thank you all for your patience.